Hello you guys, welcome to another episode of I Watched It So You Don't Have To. This time around we are talking about the film Knock at the Cabin, which is inspired by the novel Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. But before we get into the episode, I have to thank you guys for 100 subscribers. At this point we are over 100 subscribers, and being completely transparent with you guys as usual, I filmed Plain and Missing before I hit 100 subscribers. So when it happened, I didn't thank you guys. And then last week for the There's Something Wrong with the Children video, I completely just dropped the ball. I have so much going on and there's a lot going on. So I wanted to take the time out right at the top of the video to make sure that I thanked you guys, because I really, really do appreciate your time. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for just being here with me. Thank you for hanging out and watching, talking about movies with me. That's all I want to do here. So I really, really appreciate it. Also, Megan, that is blowing me away. That, to me, that's a lot of views for my channel. Usually I range around 200, 300, 400. So just daily watching that video grow I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much again for watching, for subscribing, and of course, thank you for hanging out with me. Now let's get back to the video. While vacationing at a remote cabin in the woods, Wen and her parents, Andrew and Eric, are taken hostage by 4 armed strangers who demand they make an impossible choice to prevent the apocalypse. The family is confused and scared, and with limited access to the outside world, they must decide what they believe before they lose everything. This is actually the first movie to release that is on my list of most anticipated films of 2023, and you guys, it's worth the wait. This movie is absolutely refreshing. The acting, spectacular. The score is so good. And the camera work is fantastic. Cinematography, fantastic. One thing that I really, really loved, besides everything else that I really, really loved, one thing that I especially loved was how tight some of the shots were. It was very unsettling and uncomfortable, and it really added to that tension and suspense. I will say that the story is very reminiscent of other movies, but I don't want to pinpoint exactly which movies because I don't want to spoil it for you. But it is unique and it's very, very interesting. I especially love an idea that the movie brought up. So you guys know in Men in Black, the cinematic masterpiece Men in Black, when Kay and Jay are sitting on that bench at the end of the movie, and Kay tells Jay that a person is smart, but people are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals. Also, the entirety of the cinematic masterpiece, The Fifth Element. You guys, am I aging myself with these references? What I'm trying to say is a person versus people. The idea of humanity as a whole. Is it worth being saved? You guys, I just love it when movies leave you asking questions and they make you think. Moving right into the acting, let's talk about the family first. Kristen Cui as Wen is so engaging and absolutely adorable. She did a spectacular job as Wen, and she handled the role well in a room full of amazing performances. Speaking of amazing, we have got to talk about Jonathan Groff as Eric and Ben Aldridge as Andrew. You guys, their chemistry is everything. And the flashbacks really tied the whole family together. Now, let's talk about the 4 strangers. I haven't seen Rupert Grint in a movie in a while, and this role had me wondering why. Despite his amount of screen time, Rupert Grint as Redmond is absolutely amazing. He definitely caught your eye when he was on screen, and even if he wasn't the character speaking or in focus, he still had your attention. Abby Quinn as Adrian is fantastic. I'm telling you guys, everyone delivered. It was amazing to see. There was so much to the character that we didn't get to see, but so much that we could put together through her interactions with other characters. Nikki Amuka Bird as Sabrina, fabulous. Like I mentioned previously, but even more so with Nikki's performance, she really brought so much to the character that we didn't get to see, but she showed us through her interactions with other characters. All three actors really brought so much to the movie with the time they had on screen, especially how their individual ideals impacted their shared mission. Now to the moment I've all been waiting for. Didn't I tell you guys Bautista was going to deliver? I did, and he did. He absolutely stole the show, and I was so impressed. I've seen him in a bunch of movies, but only a few of those roles really showed us a glimmer of what he could really deliver. You guys, I am losing it. He had a fantastic presence on screen, and you can read all the emotions on his face. I love all the complexities he delivered. He was just a real joy to watch in the role of Leonard. Alright guys, I watched it so you don't have to, but was it worth the watch? I'm gonna go with a yes, you guys. I've said it before in another video, unpopular opinion. I am a fan of M. Night Shyamalan, and while I can acknowledge that not all of his movies are hits, you cannot tell me that he does not have some iconic movies. Beyond the director, the story is outstanding. Again, it is very reminiscent of other movies, but setting this one up as a home invasion really added to the suspense, confusion, and tension. I will say though that the movie is rated R, but there are some cutaways from the violence that kind of felt unnecessary. Also, the movie is easy to follow, so it's predictable, but that doesn't diminish the impact of the story at all. Touching back on the acting, it truly is a treat when you get to watch a movie where the entire cast is giving 100%. Again, we're gonna talk about Bautista. He did such a fantastic job, and I really hope that this role kind of opens more doors to more dramatic roles for him in the future. I am going to drop the usual list of yes and no's, why not, but I did read online because I like to see what people are saying about the movie, especially people that didn't like the movie, because if I love a movie, I want to see why people don't like it, just so I can see the other side of things. So when I was searching online, the reason that kept coming up that people didn't like this movie was because it was bad, the writing wasn't very good, there was no twist, they were confused, and these are all perfectly valid points. We're all putting our opinions out there, but if you're looking for a twist on the home invasion genre, if you're looking for a movie that will keep you locked in, or if you're looking for a movie with a stellar score, camera work, and acting, then I would absolutely watch this movie. If you are looking for a scary movie, if you're not interested in biblical elements, or if you're looking for a movie with that big M. Night Shyamalan signature twist, then I would look for a different movie either in his filmography or in the genre. And that brings us to the end of the video where I watched it so you don't have to. If you're listening on the podcast, thank you very much. You guys, I've got some ideas for some podcast exclusive episodes. It's still in workshop mode, so we'll see when we see what we see. I'm going to leave a link to the podcast down below. If you're watching here on YouTube, leave the video a thumbs up if you like the video so I know you liked the video. Comment down below, have you seen Knock at the Cabin? Also, has anybody read the book Cabin at the End of the World? I wanted to read it before I watched the movie, but I also didn't want the ending spoiled, so I kind of was like on the fence. Do I want to read it? Do I not want to read it? Ended up not reading it, even if I wanted to, actually. I was just way too busy to read a complete novel front cover to back cover. But let me know down below if you read the book, if you watched the movie, how did the two compare? How did you like the book? I've heard all good things about the book, and actually I saw online somebody said that the book was actually better than the movie. It's very tempting to add to my read list. But as you can tell, I really enjoyed this movie, and as usual, this is all my opinion. Again, I saw online people say that the movie was boring, they were disappointed, it didn't make sense. I even saw some reviews where people said they actually walked out of the theater. All totally valid. But for me, I love the nuance, I love the complexities. Additionally, I love that underlying story. The relationships between characters, how their relationships impact each other, and how external elements impact their relationship with each other. I am a fan, but I can absolutely see how this movie isn't for everyone. But until the next video, spread positivity, be safe, take care of yourself, and I love to quote myself around here, you guys. I said it in my Nope video from last year. Just because a movie lacks explicit gore and jump scares every 15 minutes does not mean it is not horror. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.